Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be sharing with you my live trading session. I'm a price action trader, so that means I'm solely going to be relying on the candlesticks as they are printing on the chart. Now I do have one indicator, and this is this blue line 21 bar exponential moving average, serving to me as a supportive indicator. And from price action perspective, I can see that the current structure of this market is clearly a bearish downtrend. We keep creating lower highs and lower lows consistently. Exponential moving average keeps holding prices, and for the most part prices stayed below this EMA, indicating to me that this is clearly a downtrend. Now, since I know that there is always a pattern on chart, I have to find the proper channel. So I'm using these first few swings help me identify the channel. Channel got confirmed right here, and it's getting confirmed all the way down here. Now this is important because this right here is a key entry point. This is where all the smart traders are selling, and at the same time it helps me to follow the direction of the market because I follow the trend line rule. After there's a break of the trend, which is right here, I expect for prices to create new extreme. It may not happen, but most of the times this is going to happen. So I'm still bearish bias, and I'm just focusing on this bullish correction being over. And if you push below EMA, I'm going to take a good short entry. All right, traders, resuming the video. During the open, we never really had set up below exponential moving average. You guys can see we pushed below EMA briefly, but we strongly reversed back up. Now at this point on, prices are looking very rangy. So I'm looking at the trading range structure, and we form a new high, and we had a first entry long pullback, second entry long failure, which was pretty tempting to take. I was about to take failed second entry long below this bar, but once it formed bad, I kind of canceled my order. But then this bar formed very quickly, and I decided not to take this trade right here. But you guys can see it would have worked because you would have kept your stop loss one tick above the signal bar. So this is a failed second entry long back into this trading range, and overall bias is still down. So I'm looking at the range-like structure with bearish bias, a little bit all over the place. I'm following the short-term trend lines. I'm basically not going long just yet because the main pattern needs a new extreme. We're in a range-like structure, and right now we're coming off the resistance, so I expect to get some good short setup hopefully before we reach the lows. Prices are slowly working inside of this trading range. We had a downtrend working lower with the break, 2 legs to a new extreme, indicating that this downtrend is over. And now we have strong push above EMA with the break and a new high. Right now there weren't that many setups. There were this failed second entry long that was a decent entry, you would have survived. But other than that, I didn't really see any good high probability setup because you would expect new low for the downtrend. But there was a prolonged bullish correction which you don't want to go long. You just wait for this move in the price action to play out, and then for prices to push below EMA and to truly confirm the bearish momentum. After prices came from the highs, there was no second entry short on the way down, just a first entry short and a first entry short here again. Buyers just stepped into the market, EMA keeps pointing up, and we have a strong uptrend working higher. I have a new high, which is why I reset the count when I count for longs, and I have a first entry long. The first entry long is aggressive because the downtrend is in play as well, and I need to respect the short-term correction. EMA keeps holding prices, so I'm expecting to get a good second entry long for me to get new extreme of this uptrend working high, because I'm following the trend line rule. And right now we have a new high, first entry long, pullback. I want to take a second entry long as a high probability setup, and let's see if it forms. Now I'm going to zoom out a bit to remind myself what is the structure, and I do this periodically. I have to make sure I have the idea what the bigger pattern is. And from the larger perspective, I can see this is clearly a big trading range. There is one big leg down and equally big leg to the upside, and right now we reach the overnight highs. So because uptrend has a break, new extreme is forming right now. We even had new high, so the second leg to new high is forming. According to rules, I expect this uptrend to now get correction or possibly pull back straight into trading range. So right now I'll be on hold when it comes to longs, but this is way too steep, and this was the one proper chance for me to get a nice pullback. We unfortunately only get a first entry long, but right now we're way too far from EMA break, new high, and I expect a pullback. Right, traders, I'm about to enter a visual failed second entry long. I'm going to tighten my stop loss one tick above this signal bar. I'm going to go for 6 tick target profit. Now this is a little bit aggressive entry because the market is a little bit too bullish, but we have a first entry long, pullback, second entry long failure, and this is lower high confirming the failed second entry long. And at the same time, this is visual first leg, pullback, second leg. So I'm taking a chance here. It is a little bit risky because the bullish momentum was too strong, and you generally want to wait for more confirmation. But once this bar closed so nicely bearish, I'm taking a chance here. It is below EMA. I expect for prices to pull back and test this breakout key entry point. And let's see if I'm a little bit too early. I wanted to wait for a second entry short, but I like taking a chance here, betting on prices will pull back to a trading range. But it is a calculated risk here. So let's see if we can get out. All right, it looks like we're going to get stopped out here. Very small stop loss, so that's why I'm risking it. If we get stopped out here, then I'm completely fine with this. And we got stopped out here, but it's okay. I like taking a chance here on first entry long, second entry long visual to like a pullback. It looks like there's still some bullish momentum. We'll see. All right, cheers. I'm about to enter failed second entry long here. I'm gonna go for a tick target profit, and I see new high, first entry long, pullback, second entry long, failure. And I'm looking for same thing as I did right here. I expect for prices to come back to trading range and test the breakout area. And this right here is also a breakout pullback of the small little congestion. EMA keeps holding. This wide potential pattern keeps holding. It is a nice new high, first entry long, second entry long. Everything is telling me that I need to sell because we broke above the main trading range and most breakouts will fail. And this breakout area needs to be tested. You guys can see we bounce off my exit order, but we need to tick through. Bouncing is not enough. Come on. And we got filled. Perfect. So I'm going to mark it. This was our second trade for the day. And this was the safer way because the uptrend was too strong and you expect for prices to come back to trading range according to rules. And there was the reversal pattern. Once the trend is so strong on its own, you generally want to see more of a confirmation because this is what can happen. It can stall a little bit because the uptrend was too strong. For that reason, I knew I'm taking a chance here. It was calculated risk, small little stop. You guys can see it stalled a little bit, but eventually we tested the breakout area because the structure is clear range and it is telling me that we need to sell. Downtrend created a break, new extreme, and the key level resistance is now acting as a support. It was tested twice, so it is proven. And the fact that we are not pulling back into the larger trading range is giving me information that there are a lot of buyers in this market buying the support, the previous key level. And right now I'm looking to go long and take some nice good long entry. We had a high low above the exponential moving average confirming the trend line, but it is not touching the EMA just yet. It is a little bit far from it, so I cannot go long here. And I'm looking for failed second entry short, but it looks like it will form too far up, far away from EMA. Short-term uptrend had a break and 2 legs to a new extreme. And right now we are at the highs of this trading range. I'm not looking to go long on a second entry long just yet because we are at the very highs of the move and I expect a deeper correction. If anything, I would like to take a failed second entry long if it forms because this is a trading range. We're coming off the highs. We're coming from the failed breakout. There's a slight bullish bias, but we cannot buy at the highs of the push phase. We need to wait for prices to pull back. And this is the first leg down. So I expect for prices to form second leg down, something like this. All right, traders, I'm about to take a failed second entry long on engulfing entry because there was a quick spike down. It instantly reversed down, which means everybody who went long here, they just got trapped. And I'm looking if we get tick back. And we got filled. So I'm going to move my stop loss 1 tick above the signal bar. I'm going to move the runner at these lows. And I'm looking at new high, first entry long, pullback, second entry long, failure. Big bearish bar. We're coming off the highs of the trading range. This uptrend is just not that important. All previous uptrends have new high. And since we're coming off the highs and I expect the new low for this downtrend, and I expect the second leg down, I feel that everybody who went long at the very high of the trading range, they just got trapped and we may get the surge, quick spike. This is summer price action market is fairly slow. We just need a couple more ticks. We need the new low for the downtrend, the second leg down, first leg down. Whoops. Copy it, second leg down. Highs of the trading range. Everybody who went long, they just got trapped. Let's see if we can get the scalp here. We need a couple more ticks here. And we actually managed to get out without ticking through. So we were early in the queue. So fortunately, we got out on a 6-tick target profit. So this was our third trade for the day. Fell second entry long. I expect prices to push down lower. All right, traders, I'm going to tighten the run really tight because I want to squeeze as much out of it as I can. Actually, I'm going to take something around this 5 points here if we can get it, because since we had a losing trade right here, I want to really make some profit, so we may not have another good setup for a long time. All right, traders, our runner just got hit. All right, traders, we have a massive push down. We have a second entry short that pushed above EMA. We have a downtrend working lower, which means we expect new extreme. But if we're going to sell, we need to see EMA respecting and holding the price, but we completely pushed above. So I cannot take second entry short because right now it formed above exponential moving average, and this is confirming the bullish momentum, not the bearish momentum. It is likely that we're going to come back and test this breakout area. I found the channel, we confirmed the channel, we confirmed the breakout area, and from that point on you're looking for failed second entry long to get out of long strap. But you can see we moved too far down at this point. If failed second entry longs form, it's still going to be a decent setup. Failed second entry long and a second entry short unfortunately formed too far from EMA, too far down. There was never really a significant pullback. The second entry short was tempting, but take a look at how big the signal bar is. You would have to enter all the way down here. So prices are right now just pushing lower without any decent pullback. I'm going to wrap it up. It's been quite a long day. I got 3 trades in total. There weren't that many setups at the very beginning. There was a failed second entry long. It was decent. After that, you really have to be patient. Uptrend picked up without any good pullback to take a long. And you guys can see I took this lower high knowing that I'm a little bit too early, taking a chance here. This time it didn't pay out, but eventually market tested the breakout area because we're in a trading range, the larger trading range. There was a failed second entry long, also breakout pullback, beautiful high probability setup. Price created, attempt to retest the new extreme, form a double bottom, which is telling you that the support is holding nicely and confirming the bullish momentum. There was no opportunity for us to capitalize on longs. We already pushed way too far to the other side of a trading range, and since this is a trading range, you buy low, sell high. So after failed breakout, you guys can see first entry long, second entry long, failure, and then there was a first entry short, second entry short, confirming the EMA and the resistance. Again, great bearish signal bar. So I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody.